Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, an ultra runner and an overall fitness enthusiast. I do apologize, I am a little sunburnt today because I went for a long run outside and didn't put on sunscreen. So 3 hours baking in the sun. You can tell I got a tan line where my backpack was. But little tangent aside, I'd like to talk to you about why I quit going to Planet Fitness. And I know Planet Fitness is a very controversial gym. So I started going to Planet Fitness in the October of 2021. And then I switched to Anytime Fitness, which was much closer to where I live, in October 2024. So that's about 3 years I went there. And the main reason I chose Planet Fitness when I was starting out was it was cheap. I was a broke college student. I had the time to be driving 25 minutes to and from the gym, but I didn't have a large amount of money to be spending on gym services, so that was the main reason. It was $10 a month plus like $35 annual fee. I think they've since upped their prices because everything is more expensive, and I also had a friend going to that gym, so I would occasionally see them while working out, so it was nice to, socialize a little bit, but, that particular branch was a 25-minute drive from my apartment. I had the time, not the money, so hence why Planet Fitness. I'm repeating myself a little here. And it also made it hard, in this long drive, made it hard to justify going to the gym for just a 30-minute walk on the treadmill, or an hour run, or just a short weightlifting session if I was spending more time driving than I was in the gym. And that's not bad. That helped me get in the habit of doing like 2-hour-long workouts because I wanted to really make my time driving worth it. And that I digress about that. But yeah, this drive made short workouts very hard to justify. And this Planet Fitness I went to was extremely beginner friendly. It had it had like 20 treadmills, 20 ellipticals, 2 Stairmasters, which I wish my current gym had them, where they're like the treadmills, but it's stairs instead. They have a stepper at my current gym, but it's not as nice. They had so much cardio equipment. It was incredible. There was so much available. And a good amount of weight machines. It was very beginner friendly, tailored to the beginner. I can't say if it was ever accommodating to more advanced lifters because I wasn't lifting heavy. I wasn't doing free weights at the time. I wasn't deadlifting. So I can't say anything on that. But this was perfect because this was my first time ever going to a gym. And my main goal was to put on muscle and lose fat because I was a little bit chubby. I was like 135, 140 pounds at that time, and I had a bit of a tummy, and I was definitely overweight, and I wanted to lose muscle or lose fat, build muscle. So at that time, the machines were extremely beginner friendly to learn. There's lots of cardio machines, so there was a lot of variety. So yeah, that was the goal, to lose muscle and gain fat. And mind you, I completely failed at this goal. I ended up gaining like 40 pounds over the next few years while going to Planet Fitness, or should I say Planet Fatness. And the main reason wasn't because of my exercise habits. It was my eating habits. My diet was hot garbage while I was going to Planet Fitness. I was eating like coffee cakes and pre-packaged frozen foods, and I was just eating trash. Which, if you're eating trash foods, it's very easy to overeat, and if you're in a calorie surplus, you're not going to lose weight, and I was in a calorie surplus. And while I trained at this Planet Fitness and I gained weight, I definitely put on muscle. I got a lot stronger, well, also getting fatter, reference the diet being hot garbage content. And training there was all good until about spring of 2024. And this is around the same time I started my running journey, and I started upping my training volume. I was For my shorter runs, I was just going outside of my neighborhood and running outside, so I didn't have to drive an hour just to justify a 30-minute run on the treadmill. And I was making Planet Fitness work. And, you know, a 20-minute jog is a lot easier when you just step outside your front door and do it. And I still do outdoor runs. It's so pleasant. And I managed to make progress making Planet Fitness work until around October of 2024. And I wanted to, at this time, fall of 2024, I hit a wall. I wasn't progressing in my running, I wasn't progressing in my weight loss, and I just wasn't progressing in general. And I wanted to up my training hours in the gym, and when you dedicate an hour to driving and 2 hours to gym, you can't really up your training time or your training days without sacrificing so much time. That hour commute to the gym really added up. So, the commute was just a bit much, and so I changed to a closer gym, one that my current gym, Anytime Fitness, is a 5-minute drive away. I could probably walk there. It is so much closer. So, the time savings here allowed me to do more workouts, and I just had so much more free time. You know, I can train more without sacrificing that hour drive. I can you know, it was just all around the right decision to be able to up my training volume. Or even like in the winter time when it's too cold to run, if I want to go for a 30-minute run, I can just drive to the gym and it's not a crazy long drive, which is fantastic. And this change I made was right when I was stalling, and for many reasons it fixed my stall. Part of that was I signed up for personal training and found out that my insurance covered a dietitian, which check. If you're struggling with your diet, check and see if your insurance will cover a dietitian, because partnering with the right dietitian can really help you make progress. It really has helped me. Another tangent aside. And it just wasn't making progress at Planet Fitness anymore. And it's kind of a shame too, because they had just remodeled and got all new equipment, and a lot of their weight machines were a lot bigger range of adjustability, so I could use most of them. Because I'm 5 foot tall, I'm short, so weight machines don't always accommodate me, so it was so much better. But yeah, at this time, I stalled and changed and started making progress again. And the long drive was one thing, and I could have tolerated that, but the real thing that pushed me to change gyms was the crowds. So for the longest time, I went to Planet Fitness around 5 p.m. Like, I'd get home from work, eat a quick dinner. Sometimes I wouldn't eat dinner, just a snack, and then go to the gym. And it was crowded, and I'm like, okay, after work people, it was really crowded. And in like the spring, right when I started my running journey, I started going at about 7. And for a while, this was perfect. It was not really crowded, it was dead, and there was plenty of real estate for me to train with. I didn't have to wait for a machine or modify my set. I could just work out, and the only area that really had people was the free weights, and there was like 2 or 3, so I was using the free weights, so it was perfect. Until about like September, October, at like 7 o'clock, there'd be like 30 people in the gym. I'd have to be like waiting for people to move off of machines, or like most of their 20 treadmills had people on them. Most of their ellipticals had people on them. The crowds were just getting ridiculous. It was such a busy gym, and it was just too much. Like, even with the insane amount of equipment they had, it was a big gym. There was still, like, everything was being used, and it was, like, half my workout was spent waiting to use equipment, and let me tell you, Planet Fitness, or at least the one I went to, a lot of the people didn't wipe down their machines after they were done. You could tell who didn't know gym etiquette. So, My current gym does have busy times. Like, I've gone and, like, there's, like, 10, 15 people in there. And mind you, this is the Anytime Fitness I go to is, like, a quarter the size of the Planet Fitness I went to. A lot smaller. But, you know, it's not the size of the gym or the variety of equipment. It's how you use it. So, yeah, it was just so busy. The crowds, the long commute. The stall of my training, it really pushed me to make the change, and the gym I go to is now a lot smaller than Planet Fitness, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. But at 7 p.m. on a weekday, I'm maybe one of 3 people in the gym, and I don't have to worry about sharing equipment. Sometimes maybe there's somebody using the wire rack and I have to modify my set and do something else, but that happens like once every like month, if at all. It's really good. So it makes like a less crowded gym makes workouts a lot easier, especially when you're not having to wait in line to do a bench press. But if you're not sure if you would like going to the gym and you don't want to break the bank trying a gym, Planet Fitness is a great option. It's very beginner friendly. It's fairly clean and it has a lot of equipment, so I definitely would recommend if you're not sure, Planet Fitness is definitely a good thing to try. Now, the final thing I have to acknowledge that some people might be asking is, no, the lunk alarm never went off when I was there. I did not see it go off one time, and there were some muscly gym dudes that were getting gains there, so, you know, muscles are growing. It should have set off the alarm, but never once did I hear it, which is nice because sudden loud noises stress me out. Alright, thank you so much for making it this far, me and my Planet Fitness ramblings, and if you have gone to Planet Fitness, please share your experience in the comments below. And if you like food or fitness related content, please subscribe. I plan on sharing my journey to lose weight and become an ultra runner. And it's been a wild ride so far, and it's only gonna get wilder from here. So thanks again, and hopefully I will catch you in the next one.